Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a good video for you today. I was sitting in here watching TV and I saw a few things on jails, and I got a couple of messages that I read from Instagram that people sent me. And it was about, YNW Melly, who's up for murder in Broward County jails. Now, his case is his case. I'm not going to get into the case. He's a rapper. And I'm going to tell people what I believe, what he's saying. And I'm also going to tell people what they would do in the feds and what happened to me and why it's different and why I believe in, three can keep a secret if two are dead. And, people often tell me, is that true? That's absolutely true. The world has changed from when I was a gangster out there in the streets. Now, first of all, before I get started, just check it out on YouTube member programs, Patreon, all that stuff, Discord. Check my book out, Gangster Redemption. It's a crazy ride. Best-selling book that's going crazy. It's Gangster Redemption, man. I talk about how I was tortured in prison, stuff of that nature. So we're going to talk about Melly right now. YNW Melly, who's a rapper. His case act, he was up near Vero Beach, where I live almost, close there. I live up in the Brevard County, the next county north. That's Indian River County. So he was there when he got his first little bullshit charge, I call it, whatever it is. He's a kid. And they said he was in the Bloods. I don't know. I'm not going to get into his shit like that. That's him. But what's happening to him in jail? I'm going to read what he wrote. I'm going to comment on that because I think it's going to be pretty important. Here's what he wrote. YN Melly, as of this moment today, and this is just today, I am officially in fear of my life. A new captain named Herbert and XO Jenkins have taken over the jail for 2 weeks now and have handed out even harsher punishments for me than the previous ones in place. Since December 1st, I have been moved and housed on a unit that holds 24 inmates at once. I'm the only inmate being housed on the vacant unit with no phone privileges, no television, and no access to a newspaper. They are watching my every move on camera, making sure I don't use the phone to tell the world how I am being mistreated, discriminated, threatened, physically harassed. When I come out of my cell for the 1 hour a day, all other inmates in the adjoining dorms must go back in their cell. I am being subjected to cruel and unusual treatment at the hands of deputies and high-ranking staff of the Broward Sheriff's Office. I have been threatened by deputies, lieutenants, and sergeants that they say they will hide me from the world and threaten to beat my ass every day, and if I tell my lawyers, they will lie and say I hit them first. Words from Sergeant Anthony Kidd and Lieutenant Jean Baptiste. I have literally been hidden from the world, so I have no other choice but to believe the next step in them is beating me half to death like they do to other inmates almost daily here in the main jail in Broward County. And then he sends him off to a few people. Now, is he being mistreated? Absolutely. First of all, technically, he's not guilty yet. That's another thing. He's been in there for a long time. He's not guilty. Things happened. The COVID happened. Everything happened. He's not guilty. So, yes, here's what happens. And he's doing what every young kid does in jail. They want they want to use the phone, and they're going to do everything they can to use the phone. They catch you all the time. What do? They take your phone privileges away for 30 days. Sometimes in the feds, they used to put you in the hole. I don't know if he's being technically put in the hole this way. Maybe not, because they don't want to say they're putting him in a hole only for alleged things he's done. Yes, he's had some bad raps there, and I'm not jumping on all the guards there at once at all. There's ways to treat these guys in jail that could be a little bit better. Here's the things that I look at a little bit different in the federal system, and I was in that, and I was strapped down, naked, beaten, and tortured. I was in the hole for 3 years, 11 straight months. I was in the hole, and I had a really, really rough time. They didn't give me that hour a day to get out of your cell and all that. They didn't even do that. They didn't give you showers. They didn't do a lot of things. Some of the cells I was in had showers, but then they would shut the cold water off and it'd be boiling water so you couldn't take a shower. Or they would put the cold water on so you'd freeze your balls off and you'd be sitting in there. But at least I didn't mind that because at least I got a shower. What they're doing to him is depriving him of human contact. And I'll tell you what, that is the worst punishment they can give anybody. Now, any guard or anybody who hasn't been in the hole as long as I have, or a lot of the guys I have, will understand what I'm talking about. These guards and these officials have no idea what it's like to be under pretty much no human contact. We are social animals. Obviously, this kid's a rapper. This kid's used to attention. This kid's used to a lot of stuff. It's normal. That's a normal thing. He's not doing anything that's, I don't think, that's out of whack. Yes, they had rumor that he tried to escape. Is it true? They had another snitch. I read the shirts. I don't believe snitches half the time anyway. They're just trying to get out of jail. That's fact. I don't care what you tell me. Snitches are just trying to get out of jail, and they're trying to do anything. And they got a high-profile kid like this in jail. They're going to say anything they want. They said he was trying to escape with handcuffs. They had a handcuff key and a shank and whatever drugs. Well, they were off. This kid, YNW Melly, didn't have any of that. Another guy he was with, supposedly going to do this escape, did have that. He did not, but nobody had a key. So I don't know if that was just to really get the guards lit up. Obviously, if you had a key in jail, that's a serious security threat. And did he have a key? They said his lawyer was going to try to get him out, or was part of this scheme. I didn't see anything where the lawyer was arrested for any of this. And believe me, a lawyer would be arrested in 2 seconds for that. So I don't know how true all that is. I take it for the face value of a snitch. And snitches set people up as well. So let this kid get his day in court. Let this kid go to jail, go to court, let him get found innocent or guilty. He is facing the death penalty. This is serious shit. As I have 10 years in the law. I'm a licensed paralegal. I have enough credits to be a lawyer, but I can't be a lawyer because I'm a convicted felon. They have to qualify a jury. They have to, what they call them, death qualified. That means they have to be acceptable to death penalty, but they can't think that that's the only thing to do. They have to actually, and it's hard to pick a death qualified jury. Especially in a county like Broward County, which is a pretty liberal county, you don't have as many people believing in the death penalty. So I think this kid's going through a whole bunch of shit. And here's the next message we got, and it's YNW Melly. I can't call my family or lawyers to notify them if I have been beaten or harassed. They say my phone privileges are taken permanently because of all the infractions over the last 7 months. That is a lie in big letters. They took my phone privileges indefinitely off of my one violation of using another inmate's PIN to talk on the phone when I'm not allowed to use the phone. Pretty normal there. If I had been treated like every other inmate at this facility, my phone PIN would have been restored and phone privileges given back after 30 days per the handbook. I have, however, went without phone privileges since May 8th, 2022, and I have not been given back my phone PIN since the first year I was here. I have served all my disciplinary time, so why are my phone privileges still taken? Why am I the only inmate on the unit by themselves blocked from any human interaction? There are inmates here that have been convicted of orchestrating robberies over the jail phone, and another who planned an escape from jail that was carried out over the jail phone. They are still allowed to use the phone after committing serious crimes and security threats to the facility. But my phone privileges are taken indefinitely for violating a harmless phone policy that carries a punishment of 30 days max. I am housed and surrounded in the care of power-struck deputies and captains of high authority that even have told me to my face that they don't like me, and I piss them off. I am not safe in the hands of these people, especially if the highest in command in the jail doesn't like me. I am in fear of my life. My family is in fear of my life. I cannot do another day here. Someone, please help me get moved to another jail until my trial. Please. This kid is true to what is happening. Why I say that is, first of all, taking your phone privilege, I don't understand why they don't just give him his fucking phone privilege, because, listen, he'll probably say something stupid on the phone that might get him convicted or whatever the hell he's going to do, unless you think he can talk in code outside the investigators of a jail. See, every jail has what they call it. In the feds, they call them SIS, or they're like the cops of the jail. Well, this is a Broward County jail. They're run by sheriff's deputies. So they have investigators that watch this stuff. They have investigators that run the jail, and they can tell what's going on. Sometimes they want these people to have phones so they could monitor their phone calls and either convict them of something else or solve a crime or do something else. Obviously, this young kid needs the phone. I get that part, 100%. The handbook says if you violate the PIN code, you get 30 days. Well, Give him his phone privileges back. I don't see the big deal of that anywhere. Now, being isolated with no human contact, I'm telling you, people, that's rough. It's rougher than you think. Uh, it happened to me, and you start fucking going crazy. I mean, I thought I was going to commit suicide. I tried. I mean, I literally sat in my cell, planned it. Those are sad things, you know. And he's not wrong about guards saying shit behind your back, saying shit that they know no one else can hear, doing things that they know nobody can hear. Look what they did to me. They went in there and they strapped me down and beat me and four-pointed me, pissed on my face. Read my book, Gangster Redemption is Wild, and it's true story. They don't give a shit. You know, you are a lowly person when you're incarcerated, even though, even in a jail, you are considered innocent. That's all I'm saying right now. You are considered innocent in jail. And people don't get that. They have to understand that. And that's what the problem is right now. People need to understand that. So now what they're doing to this young man is harder than you think. It's a way for them to, uh, you know, take control over people, and it's wrong because I don't know how much this young man can help in his defense from a county jail. I'm not saying everybody, is he a threat to the community? Is he a flight risk? You know, I'm sure he had bail hearings. They did say he was. So I'm not going to get into the case itself, but I am a big advocate of at least treating people like human beings. Phone privileges, I always said they were messed up in the federal system. They only give you so much fucking time on a phone. We used to get 300 minutes a month. 300 minutes a month is not a lot of phone calls. People would blow their phone calls up all the time. And what would happen? Sure, you'd see people get other people's phone card, be put on their number, and then use their number and buy their minutes off of them. That happened all the time. When they caught you, they usually didn't do much. They maybe put you in a hole for 10 days or 20 days, depending on what they want to do to you. And obviously, they would fucking take your phone for usually 6 months. And again, there's ways around a lot of this stuff. And matter of fact, in today's jails and prisons, they have cell phones. So a lot of young people have cell phones, a lot of jail cell phones. I'm hearing that about it now. And I actually work with a gaming company, and one of my sponsors on the podcast. And sure enough, they get calls from jail. It's just, it boggles my mind. When I was in, that was an escape charge, but I was also in a maximum security prison. But they're there. I'm hearing they're everywhere now. And it's just what it is. In the federal system, he's got it a little bit better even than they have it right now. If you're in the federal system and you're a high profile person, a la Epstein, who ended up getting killed by the president, I believe that, uh, you got a guy, anybody, they put them in the hole. And now they're in lockdown 23/7. In those holes, and it's called MDC and MCC, and there's New York and Brooklyn. These places they're not no joke. I mean, they put you in the hole. The feds don't play. Now this county jail is stepping up their game up because they're not playing either. And I just don't believe in it. I don't believe we should be treating human beings like this, especially when you're not considered guilty. I don't care what they think they have on him or whatnot. This man is in jail. He's being treated like shit. He's been in there 3 years. Yes, is he facing a death penalty? Absolutely. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't believe in a death penalty. A lot of people know that. And they'll say, why? His case is a case of supposedly he killed his two friends over money. I mean, I don't know how much evidence in the case itself. I'm going to follow it. You know, one of the big mistakes I always say lawyers make, and it's because of money, and especially when they get a celebrity or something, they waive speedy trial. They do preliminary hearings and they want evidence and they waive speedy trial. I always say it's a bad move. You know, you got to put the onus on the prosecutor to have their shit in order. A lot of times they don't, and they'll arrest somebody quicker than they have the evidence for. I don't understand why you wouldn't have wanted a speedy trial in this case years ago. He was arrested in 2019. Speedy trial happens in 180 days. Now they did put a motion in for a speedy trial. I think that was waived too after a certain size. Obviously, COVID threw a lot damper, but that don't mean shit. Supreme Court of this country takes that speedy trial law fucking seriously. And they would have had to put this man on trial or give him some plea or do something. So I do blame lawyers on that. A lot of lawyers just want money. All they do is they'll waive speedy trial right away. And when they waive speedy trial, it's just get more money, more depositions, more this shit. Listen, you're going to get your money. Just do your shit. Don't waive speedy trial. Just don't do it. But you see it happen all the time. And I feel bad for the young people or people incarcerated who don't understand the law. Put the onus on the government to have their shit in order, because if they don't, you'll win your case. And I often believe that. These things came out, and I don't know how they came out of the jail either, but they did come through Instagram. And obviously, my son runs the Instagram, and he sent those over to me right away because I like to read about stuff like this that's going on. I'm a believer in at least getting justification for what they're doing in the jail. The case itself, people, is the case itself. I'm not here to question it. I don't know from the victims to the accused. I don't know the case well enough to sit here and give you a prediction or anything like that. But I do know enough about the law, and I do know enough about incarceration and prisons and jails, is how they got to house these people and how they should house these people. Being isolated is one thing. I'm not hearing, and nobody's saying anything that he's in some altercations with other inmates, threatening other inmates. He's a threat to other people. Now, if they consider him a security risk of so bad that he can't even be in human contact with anybody else, you got to come on, not just say he's going to do it, not just hear this rumor he's going to do it, because shit's put on people, man, and it's wrong. And I don't like that. And I don't know if it's true or not, but they should have a jacket on this and what they have backed up, because I think the kid should be suing for cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. And he's right. He called it cruel and unusual treatment. It's cruel and unusual punishment under the 8th Amendment. And that's under the Constitution. That's the 10, the Bill of Rights. So those are very important. And I hope that somebody down there is looking into this in a big way. And I don't mean the jail, and I don't mean the sheriff, and I mean maybe an inspector general. I mean somebody from outside agency coming in to check on things at these jails, because I know they're run by sheriffs and they're run by counties, but there has to be some kind of oversight. Sadly, there really isn't. They need to have some oversight. In the federal system, they got the American Accreditation Association, which is all a crock of shit. They need an independent outside agency. They need a company or somebody like me and a team of people to go in there and interview people and see the conditions, because I see enough jails and I seen enough prisons to know what's bullshit or not. And when they clean the place up, when other people come around, which is bullshit. I just don't like hearing that a person is held under no human contact. Now, how he got a cell phone, I kind of start wondering, or if that's his handwriting. I don't know how he got that out. I think that's, I don't know if he's under no human contact. How did he get this out? It's kind of confusing to me, but I'm taking for what it is, and how we get it out. It's another whole video. But since I got this and I read about inmates in jail who are not convicted, I always give them the benefit of that doubt. Once he's convicted, he still should be treated humanely, but he's at least a convicted man. Now they're also saying this kid, might be a problem too. They said in Gifford, Florida, which is Indian River County, that he supposedly was in on a murder of a deputy. If that is the case, and that's what they're doing this on, you can guarantee you that they're not treating this guy well, and they protect their own. Good, bad, or indifferent. I understand that. I don't agree with it. And they should, somebody in authority, and this lawyer he's got should be really raising shitstorms about this. And this kid could be held in a federal wing up in near the Fort Lauderdale jail. In Fort Lauderdale, they have a federal wing. They could put him in that wing. That's held a whole different animal. They could take him down to Miami and put him in FDC, Federal Detention Center in Miami. It's a big building. It's all federal. They can do that there. Now, things have to happen, and we can't accept this because it can happen to you. I just want you guys to know that. This can happen to you. Don't ever think it can. With that said, listen, I'm going to follow this case. I hope they start treating this kid with a little bit of dignity as a human being. I don't care whether you like him or not, you don't like his music or not. I happen to like some rap music, so I do follow a little bit. I hope No Jumper puts this up too. I hope a couple of other people start highlighting this to show, hey, listen, we need to do something like this. We need to make sure that this young man is treated the right way. And I hope he is. With that said, everybody, please make good choices. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. hit that like button. Hit that notification button. You're going to get a lot of more stuff from us. We got so much going on. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. Make good choices. Don't want to see you in the wrong place. Have a good day, everybody.